Welcome back to Master 79. In this lesson we are going to build a band 9 answer to an ielts writing task 2 question about advertising from the first reading of the prompt all the way to a complete essay. We will brainstorm both sides, choose a position, plan 4 paragraphs, and then write the whole thing out. Here is the question. The main purpose of advertising is to increase the sales of products that people don't really need. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Read it twice before you write anything. Notice that it makes a very strong claim, and strong claims are the easiest ones to answer well. Step 1. Identify the question type. This is an opinion question. The phrase "to what extent do you agree or disagree" means you must state a clear position in your introduction and hold that position until the final sentence. Importantly, the words "to what extent" give you permission to agree only partly. You do not have to defend an extreme view, but you must have a view. An essay that presents both sides and never commits is the most common way candidates lose marks on task response. Step 2. Break the statement into its parts. First, main purpose. That is a strong claim. Is selling really the only purpose of advertising, or just one of several? Second, increase the sales. That is the commercial motive, and it is very hard to deny. Third, products people don't really need. These are non-essential goods, and you might ask who decides what counts as a need. Here is the key insight. Attack the single word, main, and you immediately have a nuanced position that examiners reward. Step 3. Brainstorm both sides before you decide anything. On the agree side, aspirational imagery sells identity and status rather than usefulness. Planned obsolescence makes a perfectly working phone feel embarrassing. Constant exposure drives impulse buying and fast fashion. And children are targeted long before they can judge a claim critically. On the disagree side, the most basic function of advertising is information. What exists, at what price, at what quality. It allows small firms and genuine innovations to reach a market at all. The very same techniques run vaccination, road safety, and anti-smoking campaigns. And advertising revenue subsidizes journalism, sport, and the free digital services almost all of us use every single day. Spend 2 minutes here. It saves you 10 minutes later. Step 4. Commit to a position. Mine is this. I largely agree that much advertising exists to create demand for goods that nobody needs, but I reject the words main purpose as a complete description because advertising also informs, enables competition, and funds the media. Notice that this is partial agreement, not fence-sitting. The stance is explicit, and each body paragraph will defend one half of it. Step 5. The plan. 4 paragraphs. The introduction paraphrases the statement and then states the partial agreement position. Body 1 concedes the strongest part of the claim, that a great deal of marketing manufactures desire rather than meeting need. Body 2 counters it, showing that advertising also informs, sustains competition, and funds public life. The conclusion restates the balance, with no new ideas and no new examples. Write this plan on your question paper. It takes 90 seconds. Now the essay itself, paragraph by paragraph. The introduction. Advertising is frequently accused of manufacturing appetites rather than satisfying genuine requirements. While I accept that a substantial proportion of commercial promotion is designed to sell goods consumers could comfortably live without, I do not believe this is advertising's defining purpose, since it simultaneously performs valuable informational and economic functions. 2 sentences, a paraphrase, then a position, no listing, and no rhetorical question. Body 1. The concession. There is little doubt that much contemporary marketing creates desire instead of responding to it. Campaigns for luxury goods, fast fashion, and upgraded electronics say remarkably little about usefulness. Instead, they attach a product to status, identity, or belonging, so that last year's perfectly functional model begins to feel embarrassing. This mechanism is deliberate, since discretionary spending must be stimulated rather than merely met. To that extent, the statement describes a real and pervasive practice. Notice the shape of that paragraph. One central idea, extended, claim, then examples, then the mechanism behind them, then a short concluding line. Body 2. The counter-argument. Nevertheless, reducing advertising to this single motive ignores several legitimate roles. Its most basic function is to inform. Without it, consumers would not know which products exist, how they differ in price and quality, or which firms have genuinely innovated, a situation that would entrench established brands and stifle smaller competitors. Identical techniques are also used for non-commercial ends, from vaccination drives to road safety campaigns, while advertising revenue subsidizes journalism, sport, and the free digital services most of us rely on daily. 3 distinct functions, each stated precisely, and all of them undermining the word main. The conclusion. In conclusion, I largely agree that a great deal of advertising exists to generate demand for non-essential products, but I would not accept that this represents its main purpose in any complete sense, given the informational, competitive, and public interest work it performs at the same time. That is all a conclusion needs to do. It restates the position and the balance, and it adds absolutely nothing new. Here is the complete essay on one screen so you can see how it holds together. Pause the video and read it through as a single piece of writing. Watch how the position stated in the introduction is visible in every paragraph, and how the word nevertheless is the only heavy linker in the entire answer. Everything else is joined by reference and by structure. Now the language bank. Use these precisely, not decoratively. Manufacture appetites and stimulate demand. Discretionary spending and non-essential goods. Aspirational imagery, status and belonging. Planned obsolescence and saturation exposure. Entrench established brands and stifle competitors. Subsidize free digital services. A real and pervasive practice, and the head that carried the whole argument in any complete sense. One warning: examiners can tell instantly when vocabulary has been inserted rather than used. If a phrase does not fit your sentence, do not force it in. So why does this answer reach band 9? Task response. There is an explicit position held from the first line to the last, and both sides are fully developed rather than merely mentioned. Coherence and cohesion. Each paragraph carries one central idea, and the cohesion comes from reference and structure rather than from stuffing in linking words. Lexical resource. Topic-specific collocation is used naturally, with accurate hedging. And grammatical range, a wide range of complex structures with consistent accuracy. One honest caveat, which you can see on screen: this band 9 assessment reflects an internal quality check against the publicly available ielts band descriptors. It is not a score awarded by a certified ielts examiner. Your turn. Rewrite body 1 arguing the opposite case, that advertising mostly meets a need that already exists. Then time yourself properly. 5 minutes planning, 30 minutes writing, 5 minutes checking. Post your introduction in the comments because I do read them. Thank you for watching the Master 79, and I will see you in the next Task 2 walkthrough.